Imagine you are standing on the edge of a high cliff. The person you love most is behind you, but they are not there to protect you. They are there to push you. This is a terrifying thought, but many English learners feel this same fear every day. You are afraid of making a mistake or being judged. Today, I will show you how to turn that fear into power. By the end, you will discover how to speak with a heart that never shakes. If you don't find this strength, your English will stay hidden. But the fall is exactly where your freedom begins. Let's look at a woman named Evelyn. She is 68 years old and has spent her entire life giving everything to her son. When her husband passed away, she became both a mother and a father. She worked until her hands were rough and her back was tired. She washed clothes and cleaned houses just to see her son smile. Think about your own journey with English. You work hard every day. You study late at night when you are tired. You do this because you want a better life for your family. Imagine you are at a dinner party with your colleagues. Someone asks you a complex question about your work. You know the answer in your mind, but your tongue feels heavy. This is a daily conversation situation where many learners freeze. Another situation is when you need to explain your feelings to a friend. You want to say something deep, but you only use simple words like good or bad. A third situation is when you are at a store and there is a misunderstanding. You want to defend yourself, but you stay silent instead. A common mistake many learners make is trying to be perfect before they are brave. They wait until they know every grammar rule before they open their mouth. Here is a quick 10-second exercise for you right now. Take a deep breath and say out loud, "My voice is a gift, and I am not afraid to use it." Did you say it? Feel the strength in those words. But there is a hidden reason why Evelyn stayed silent when her son's new wife began to treat her poorly. The wife was young and beautiful, but her heart was cold. She told lies to Evelyn's son. She said that Evelyn was shouting at her and calling her lazy. Evelyn heard these lies through the thin walls of their small house. Her hands began to shake, but she stayed silent. Why? Because she loved her son more than she loved being right. In a moment, you will see how this silence actually became her greatest weapon. Consider a learner named Marco. Marco moved to a new country and his boss was often very rude to him. Marco knew enough English to argue, but he chose to listen and learn first. In his daily life, Marco used 3 specific phrases to stay calm. When his boss shouted, Marco said, "I understand your point." When he was confused, he said, "Could you please clarify that?" When he finished a task, he said, "I have completed the work as requested." The mistake Marco avoided was reacting with anger. Many learners get angry at themselves when they forget a word. This anger blocks your brain and makes it harder to remember. Instead of getting angry, try this 10-second exercise. Think of one English word you struggled with today. Smile at that word and say, "We are friends now." This simple shift in your mind changes your chemistry. It makes you a magnet for new information. The story takes a dark turn. The wife gave the son a terrible choice. She said, "Choose me or your mother. Take her to the hill and push her off. She is old and will die soon anyway." The son, torn between his wife and his mother, stayed silent. He did not eat. He did not look at his mother. Have you ever felt that silence from the world? When you try to speak English and people look away because they don't want to wait for you to finish? It hurts. It makes you want to give up. But Evelyn was not a victim. When her son lifted her onto his back the next morning to carry her to the hill, she knew exactly where they were going. She didn't scream. She didn't fight. As they climbed the rocky path, she watched her son's breathing become heavy. She remembered feeding him when he was a baby. She remembered holding his hand when he learned to walk. As they reached the top, she said something that changed everything. She told him to be careful when he pushed her. She told him to hold on to a tree branch so he wouldn't fall with her. This is the power of a mother's love. It asks for nothing and gives everything. But there is a secret fluency technique that Evelyn used without even knowing it. I call this, the emotional anchor technique. This is the reward for you staying here with me. Most people try to learn English by memorizing lists. But the fastest way to become fluent is to connect every new word to a deep emotion. When you learn the word, sacrifice, don't just look it up in a dictionary. Think about the time you gave up your sleep to help a friend. When you learn the word, betrayal, feel the sting of a broken promise. When you attach a feeling to a word, that word becomes part of your soul. It is no longer just a sound, it is a memory. This secret changes your brain from a computer into a storyteller. The son dropped to his knees and cried. He realized that even when he was planning to kill her, his mother was only thinking of his safety. He carried her back down the hill and sent his wife away. They returned to their quiet house and lived in peace. Evelyn didn't need to shout to win. Her love was the loudest thing in the room. You are no longer the person who is afraid to speak. You are a person who uses English to build bridges, not walls. Your life is improving because you are choosing to be vulnerable. You are choosing to stand on that cliff and realize that you have wings. You are not just learning a language, you are finding your soul in a new way. To lock in this learning and show your commitment to your new identity, I want you to do one thing. Go to the comments right now and type this sentence: my love for learning is stronger than my fear of falling. By typing this, you are telling your brain that you are ready for the breakthrough. You are telling the world that you are a storyteller. Our house is quiet now, and your journey is just beginning.